Hey guys, it's Lucy Kate and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So in today's video, I'm going to introduce 6 things that shocked me when I moved to Hawaii. Little background info, 3 years ago I moved to Hawaii. In total, I've lived in 3 countries, the UK, Japan and the US. Seeing as it's been 3 years since I lived in Hawaii, I'm pretty much getting used to it now. I thought that I'd like to share more Hawaii content on here, and I actually filmed a Japan version of this. Uploading schedule wise, I think I uploaded it a few weeks ago, basically sharing some culture shocks, some things that I was shocked about when I first moved to Japan. So I thought it would be interesting to make a Hawaii version too. Before we get into the video, if you're not already subscribed to my YouTube channel, definitely hit the subscribe button. I upload a wide variety of content, try to upload every single weekend. I upload content such as life in Japan, life in Hawaii, life in the UK, beauty content, vlogs, chit-chats and hauls. And without further ado, let's get into today's video. So basically, I listed 6 things down in today's video. I'm sure there's more things that I'll think of after this video, so I may or may not make, a second version in the future. And before I introduce these 6 things, I just want to state that this video is my personal experience, my personal opinion. It's not to offend anyone, it's just sharing the things that I was shocked about when I moved to Hawaii. So let's get into the first thing that I was shocked about, and that is that island time is really a thing. So I'd always heard of the term island time before, but I didn't really take it too seriously until I actually came to Hawaii. In Japan, I'd say for the most part, everyone is very punctual, everybody is on time, and that can be said for the transportation as well. Public transportation is very punctual, very smooth system, I would say. But I have heard even Japanese people say that people living in Okinawa kind of live on island time because it's a separate island to the main island of Japan. So I've heard that it's a thing in like more tropical countries, tropical areas. I've never lived in a tropical place before, so it's my first time experiencing it firsthand. But I've had many scenarios where, I've experienced firsthand island time. Of course, I don't want to, associate everyone with island time just because they live in Hawaii. But it's just, there's more scenarios, let's just say, that you experience it. For example, people being late, 30 to 40 minutes late. Of course, everyone is not like this. It's just I have experienced it multiple times, and from hearing other people's experiences of them, living in Hawaii, they've laughed about it and joked that they've had, people come like 1 hour late, 30 to 40 minutes late. There's no sense of rush, I would say. For example, compared to New York or Tokyo, everyone is in a rush. Even when I was in Nagoya in Japan, which is kind of in the central area of Japan, in the main stations you would see people walking really quickly or running to get to the next location, whereas you're not as likely to see that in Hawaii. I have to admit, I do have impatient traits, so I like to be, hurrying to my next destination, or even, for example, using an escalator. I usually walk up the escalator instead of just standing. Like, it's just in my mindset, I guess, to just hurry. So yeah, it has taken a time to kind of like accustom to taking things a slower pace, but I do think it is a nice concept to not always be in a rush and to just embrace the current moment. Number 2 on my list is free shipping is rare in Hawaii. So if you are a subscriber to my channel or you watch my videos regularly, I'm sure you'll know that I love makeup. I'm obsessed with beauty. Recently I haven't uploaded that much makeup content, but I'm very passionate about makeup. Love collecting makeup, and so obviously I like to order things online, and I have encountered many occasions where free shipping says US free shipping, but if you look at disclaimers, it says like only to the mainland or to continental US, and so it doesn't include Hawaii or Alaska. So it is kind of inconvenient when we don't get the same shipping as the mainland. It can be kind of frustrating. Another thing is, I like ordering from Amazon as well for beauty, for cleaning and household essentials, dog stuff, and even if you get Amazon Prime in Hawaii, you're not really going to get same day delivery or next day delivery like you do on the mainland. And so personally, I think it's a waste to get Amazon Prime. So, I mean, it is kind of a situation where it can't be helped because, you know, realistically speaking, geographically, it's difficult to do same day delivery, but it is inconvenient. And so yeah, the shipping is definitely different to the mainland. Another inconvenient thing I had was I struggled to order spray things like aerosol cans or fragrances in Hawaii. I don't know why, but I think it's something to do with like they can't ship it on the airplane or something. But for example, if I want to order like a Febreze spray on Amazon or any fragrances, they don't ship it to Hawaii only. So yeah, there's just those kind of occasions sometimes where shipping and ordering things online can be a bit of a hassle or a little inconvenient compared to the mainland. Again, it's not a huge big deal compared to when I lived in Japan and I would order, you know, American makeup and ship it to Japan. Of course, it's way easier, but it is kind of a shame that we don't get the same shipping. And for number 3, so this is one point that I was very surprised about, but this is one point that I didn't even know about until I moved to Hawaii, and that is that there is no daylight savings time. So according to my research via Google, apparently Hawaii and Arizona are the only states in the US that don't do daylight savings time. Now, when I lived in the UK, we had daylight savings time. Yes, it's a struggle to adjust the clocks and to, you know, kind of change your sleeping / waking up schedule, but I really enjoyed the longer summer nights. I personally like daylight savings time. When I lived in Japan, we actually didn't have daylight savings time, so I'd kind of forgotten about it for a while. Then moving to Hawaii, for example, if I'm, you know, contacting a client or, you know, work-related things, I realized that the clocks switch for other states, but not for Hawaii. So yeah, it's a minor thing that I was kind of surprised about when I first moved to Hawaii. And after doing research, I'm surprised that Arizona doesn't as well. So I'll have to do more research as to why Arizona doesn't do daylight savings time, but I'm sure that can be even more confusing because you're on the mainland and you're, I guess, the only state that doesn't do the daylight savings time. Point number 4, and that is people don't wear suits. Again, this is a very general statement. Of course, I sometimes see people wearing suits on a very rare occasion, but you'd see it more in like, you know, designer stores or like the doormen in designer stores. But every day, you know, going out and about, even in offices or hotels, you don't really see people wearing suits. And that was something that I was surprised about when I first moved to Hawaii, and that is because aloha shirts are considered the formal attire in Hawaii. And so aloha shirts and dresses are considered formal wear. Again, I didn't know much about the Hawaiian culture, so I apologize for my ignorance in not knowing. But yeah, there's many things I learned since moving to Hawaii. I didn't know that people didn't really wear suits that much, but now I know, and it's definitely very different compared to the mainland or Japan or the UK. Especially in Japan, from using the subways, living in the city, you see people wearing suits everywhere. Like, the subway is surrounded with office workers, so I'd see people wearing suits practically every day, even on the weekends. So that's why it's very different moving to Hawaii and hardly seeing anyone wear a suit. I have 2 more things on my list, and the next one is how racially diverse Hawaii is. From living in Japan, like, I knew that Japanese people loved Hawaii. Hawaii has always been one of the most popular travel destinations that, you know, Japanese people go to. Many celebrities spend like Christmas / New Year vacations in Hawaii. So I knew that there was a huge Japanese population, but actually moving to Hawaii and, you know, living here every day, I noticed how racially diverse it was. You know, there's a huge Japanese population, Korean population, and so on. And you hear many languages around you. Because it's racially diverse, you can experience loads of different cultures all in one place, so it's a very unique state. Especially, like, you know, living in the UK, I think I've talked about this before, but the place that I lived in the UK was in the countryside. It was a small village, and so it wasn't racially diverse at all. It was mainly made up of Caucasian people, so there wasn't many halfers like me. And so from living there to moving to Japan, so Japan is considered, I forgot the word, like I forgot the official term, formal term for it, but it's like a one race country, you know. The population is mainly made up of Japanese ethnicity, which is of course changing in recent years because of the declining population and more foreigners moving. But it was very new to experience, you know, how racially diverse Hawaii was from living in, you know, those two places before. But yeah, like I said, a positive thing of that is you can experience many different cultures, and there's many different cuisines in Hawaii which you can experience. So that's why I think it's definitely a unique state, and many people that of course live in the mainland will enjoy, you know, experiencing all these cultures too when they come to visit Hawaii. So we have one last thing on my list, and the major point that I feel every day in my day-to-day life living in Hawaii these past few years is how expensive everything is. It's crazy, and even since I've moved, prices have skyrocketed even more. Inflation is a thing, you know. Prices have skyrocketed, not just in Hawaii, but in the whole country, in Japan, in Europe. Prices have gone up, but the price difference in Hawaii is crazy. So many ways, you know, like renting places, house prices, food prices, even fast food. Like I sometimes look at these deals that people on the mainland have, you know, I like watching mukbang videos and I hear the prices of the fast food, and it's crazy because even fast food is double the price here in Hawaii. Regular food, you know, of course shipping costs, so that's why there's a markup, but even so, it's so expensive. I believe it's one of the most expensive states to live in. The house prices as well, if you just compare, like, you know, house prices in Hawaii to, you know, other mainland states, it's crazy. The difference is crazy. And even rent is crazy as well. So yes, the living cost is very expensive. That's why I personally am looking forward to moving to the mainland in the future. But at the same time, it is good real estate wise. You know, it's great opportunity for investing. So it's good for real estate investments, but for living, it is so expensive. So I really envy mainland costs. But at the same time, there's so many good things about Hawaii, so many unique traits that you wouldn't be able to find in the mainland. So yeah, every country, I think I always say this in my videos talking about, you know, my experiences living in these different countries and places. Every place has its good points and its bad points. And when you're living in your everyday life, you really forget to appreciate the good things and you miss the things about where you were before. So now I kind of like envy how things were in Japan, but I believe, you know, when we are to move in the mainland in the future, which is on the cards, which is our plans, I believe that I will miss my days here in Hawaii. I'm just trying to appreciate every day that we have and just be grateful for these small moments that will become huge memories in the future, not to be cheesy or anything. But yeah, these were just 6 things that I was shocked about since moving to Hawaii. If you have any yourselves, please let me know in the comments down below. So if you have any thoughts or opinions you would like to share, feel free to leave them in the comments down below. And if you'd like to see more Hawaii content from me or Japan content as well, I'm open to video requests. So definitely also subscribe to my YouTube channel for weekly videos, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys!